welcome you to my channel Aditi कहते हैं and here we bridge knowledge to success and in this episode is a tribute to Captain Harry Subramaniam, a legendary master mariner and the Dronacharya of many maritime professionals and leaders. So I am very sad to inform that Captain Harry Subramaniam passed away fighting the COVID-19 on 29 June 2020. So I am very grieved to tell you about this, and I pray for him, for his soul shall rest in peace, and I also pray to God to give his family who face the immediate loss give them energy and power. So in this episode we are going to talk about a story of a mother, her son, their love, hard work, persistence, perseverance, and their startup when nobody knew what was a startup. It was a startup of that time, Vijaya publications, and it solved the problem in the naval education sector, and by publishing a lot of 8 textbooks in that area, and any maritime professional in the world might have been affected by Mr. Subramaniam at any point in their life because of these books. So in this episode we are also going to talk about how a simple woman and her strong habits and values impacted her children to adopt a character that ultimately changed the world in infinite ways. So also in this story we are going to talk about selfless giving to others and how the selfless giving can impact the whole world. And we shall salute all these leaders who always try to give what they can, and we shall learn from them the art of giving. So stay tuned till the end. Ciao. If you write my name on a paper, it shall be torn. If you write my name on a rock, it will decay. But if you write my name on a heart of the student, it shall remain forever. These are the words of late Captain Harry Subramaniam, and he impacted millions with his knowledge, wit, and wisdom. And everybody sees his achievements, his success, his accolades, and everything that he has from outside. But when I studied when I studied him and went back a little back into the history, I found out it is not him who got all the success. It was his mother, and she was behind him. She was the battery of that gun. So you can understand, she provided all the power, all the energy, all the inspiration to Captain Harry Subramaniam, and that's why he is so successful in his life. His mother worked day and night to make her children something big, so that they can impact our country as well as the whole humanity. And because of this, they are what they are now. And so great leaders are made by great mothers. And Miss Vijaya Subramaniam, who was widowed at a tender age of 24, had 4 children and was left with the big responsibility of training them. So what she did, she took a decision by herself and went to Lawrence School, Lovedale, which is a very big school, and it is one of the most renowned school in India. So she went there and worked as a matron and worked for nights. And because of this, I think that the habits of Captain Subramaniam, he had his inquisitiveness, his ability to do a lot of hard work, his passion, his and all of this, I am sure that this must have been instilled into him from an early age, and because of his mother. So, and there are some famous quotes like from George Herbert, that a mother is equivalent to 100 schoolmasters. And well, I believe that is true because my mother teaches me and I always get full marks. So, well, and because so, and then after that, Abraham Lincoln also said he is such a great leader. And see, he said that my mother, I whatever I have done till date and whatever I'm going to do in my life, I all owe it to my mother. So see, he became the president of US, but still his mother was the president of him. So that's why I also believe that mother is the greatest thing that a person can have. So well, and also to tell you that Captain Subramaniam's father, so Captain Subramaniam got everything from his mother. He had no father, right? Because he was dead before, he was had him before he had a consciousness of his own, right? So he did not have any moments with his father, but he had, because of, so the mother filled all the vacuum of the father and helped all these four children that she had become successful in their life. So well, so my friends, we now know that Captain Subramaniam's mother, Vijaya Subramaniam, was the woman behind the whole family and made the whole legacy of the Subramaniam family. So well, now let's dive down into the Indian Maritime Institute's history. So at first there was a college named T.S. Dufferin, which was a ship, and it was before independence, and it was it was on a ship. So many cadets came and studied for naval as well as merchant navy activities. So after that, it got transformed. After the independence, it got transformed to T.S. Rajendra, which was named out after Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was the president of India. And then it continued as a ship-based academy. And then the government thought, why not change it into a shore-based academy? And then because many students, more students would be accommodated there, and better, more teachers and more faculty, and everything could be increased, better, could be made better. So they made this decision and they converted the ship based academy Rajendra to TS Chanakya, a shore based academy. And then there is another, and I would like to say that TS Chanakya still continues on. So well, we are going to, and then next is LBS. LBS is Lal Bahadur Shastri College of Nautical Sciences, and well, LBS is the extra, is the college for for extra studies in the maritime field. Understood? So people who have already done their bachelor's degrees can go there and study extra, and so that they can obtain an extra degree in the field of maritime studies. So my friends, that is the main story of the Indian Maritime Institutes. And then now Captain Subramaniam graduated from T.S. Dufferin in 1958, and then went on to sea for 10 years. And he just did he was at sea, then he returned, and then he started working as a lecturer at LBS, and then he in LBS, Lal Bahadur Shastri College of Nautical Sciences, and then he called his mother, why are you working still, then now come on. And so she left her job and came to Mumbai and lived with her son. And so he did that. After that, the government appointed him as the after appointed him as the chief superintendent officer, captain superintendent officer of T.S. Rajendra. So he was from 1991 to 1995 captain superintendent, and he was at Rajendra. And the biggest thing he did was that he transformed Rajendra like to Chanakya under his own supervision. So he did that, which was a like very big like job for him, because see, there is actually no captain or person who has been associated with like the three of these college and also with LBS. So he was a person who has touched upon every college, like in like not every but all the major colleges in the maritime like sector for education. So he did that, and he made T.S. Rajendra to T.S. Chanakya, a shore-based academy, and he did that. After that, he went on to work in the government for 34 years, and like to prove everybody that he practices what he preaches, he went on like a 6 month, like he went to ships and practiced what he taught to people. So that's what he did, and so he maintained his energy, and he did such great things. He also like represented India in some various meets across like in the maritime industry, and so he was very famous. And also now let's talk about his startup. So my friends, now we know that he retired from the government after 34 years of service, and in 2002, and after that we also know that he provided 12 years, or like he was the head of all the maritime institutions at that time, the big institution. For 12 years he served there, and also he was the principal of LBS, Lal Bahadur Shastri Nautical College. So he also did that. Now let's talk about his startup, which is Vijaya Publications. So let's go back in history. And when he was a lecturer at LBS, and he had invited his mother over, so he was working, and it was such a painful job for him to refer from like five textbooks for one topic, meteorology. So he thought, so her mother came and asked the right question, and great leaders have the habit of writing like asking the right question. If you ask the right question, you will find the answer. So she asked the right question, why don't you write a book of your own? So he thought, well, it was a great idea. Okay, and he told it to her mother, and then her mother went to the bank and took a loan and started Vijaya Publication. So Vijaya Publication was like he wrote the books and he gave them, like, so Vijaya Publications was born, and he like, so she became the founder. Vijaya Subramaniam became the founder, and Captain Subramaniam was the author of all the books, and total of 8 books were released from Vijaya Publication. And well, he impacted so many people. He was so selfless. Everybody, and his mother, in fact, was a born leader. And when her husband died, she still had the guts to continue on her family, and like take like to nurture and grow 4 children, and also like while maintaining their family income. So she did that, and she did so hard work. And she also guided her sons and children whenever they needed it. And such, like, you know, that there were kings at that time. There was Raja Dashrath, and there was some king, and there was some like Brahmin or priest, and he was in the forest, and he was doing his like chanting and like all these things. And then the king would come from his throne. He was such a great man, but still he would come and bow down in front of that person, the Brahmin, and ask him for his advice. So end of the day, the master was the Brahmin, not the king, and the king knew that, and that's why the king may have been successful. So you have to know that. So Captain Subramaniam made her his mother her master, and because of that he became successful in his life. So well, this video was a tribute to the mother and the child, and the love they had towards each other, and the souls who knew the importance of knowledge and shared it to pave a path of knowledge among all of us. And I seriously respect all those who selflessly give, not take. Well, Shafana, bye bye.